we're not talking business. We're talking your heart and your penis. It's a different thing.
Now I'm listening.
Okay,
There
we go. It's kind of crazy that IRL became a secondary world and that scrolling is now our primary.
How do you decide what to compromise on?
As my grandma says, there are balls that are glass and balls that are plastic, and you have to be willing to drop a ball. You can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and someone's just not going to like peaches. We never really expect to end up with who we end up with. You have to be open.
Is there any science, I guess,
I mean,
to it?
I'm no scientist. I'm just a girl.
Happy Sunday and welcome back to the Scaries. I'm your host, Matt Rossi, and we're back on another Sunday to hear your scary stories and do our best to help you through them. Today, I am joined by Liv Schreiber. Liv is the creator of Hot and Single, the wildly popular matchmaking series and community platform that celebrates singlehood, authentic connection, and getting offline. Through her digital content and IRL experiences like Hot and Social and Camp Social, a woman's only sleepaway camp, Liv has built a community that encourages people to embrace being single as an opportunity for adventure, friendship, and personal growth. Her work challenges traditional ideas around dating by creating spaces where people can connect romantically, socially, and intergenerationally. Liv, and you brought your dog Happy, so this is our first time that
Lucky.
we have Lucky.
I like Happy.
You said Happy Paws is the name of the daycare. That's why I said Happy. Lucky. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having us. I feel happy and lucky.
Yeah, I know. We're happy and lucky to have you too. And now Kirk gets a little friend too. Maybe we'll do a little interview after. The two dogs.
I mean, he's 8 months old, and I just for context, I just showed up with my dog, which was a unique way for me to present myself this morning. But luckily, Matt, you're so awesome. We've become friends through our dogs and through Brian.
Yeah, we're a very dog-friendly household.
Yeah.
I'm like, as long as everyone's good with getting hair everywhere, I feel like I'm always picking hair off the mics anyway.
You know what I say? It's confetti. It's happy. It's like dog confetti. Instead of feeling like everything is covered in their hair, it's like such a happy thing.
Yeah. Did you grow up with dogs?
I did. I grew up with goats and dogs.
Okay. So yeah, you're very used to hair. My mom never let us have dogs, and she's very, very OCD when it comes to cleaning and hair, everything. So she's not a big fan of the dogs, but she's grown to love them now. Because me and my sister both have dogs.
Listen to your mother. Your mom's always right about everything.
Oh, well, cool. Well, the first, I pulled a few scaries today. So knowing just your expertise in dating, singlehood, matchmaking, I wanted to pull scaries that are a little bit more focused on dating, getting out, meeting people, getting offline, etc. So without further ado, I can jump right into it.
Let's jump in.
All right, cool. So scary number one is I am so burnt out from dating apps, but I have no idea how else you're supposed to meet someone anymore. How do I actually meet people in real life?
Okay. This is a great one. I actually took a walk with my neighbor who's 50 this morning, and she has the same thing going on. You have to audit your life, meaning you need to write down and get real with yourself. You're loving this. Okay. Get real with yourself. Like, what does every day look like? How often are you putting yourself, is this person looking for, I'm just going to say, how often are you putting yourself in the presence of testosterone if you're looking for like a hot guy? You know, what does that look like? What's your workout routine? And are you working out with just the girlies, or are you working out with guys who you'd potentially go on dates with? Now let's investigate how you're working day to day. Are you working in an office or at home by yourself in a corner looking at a wall? Or are you getting out? Are you going to a coffee shop across from a bank or a law firm where you know the guys that you may want to date, or if that's your type, are, you know, walking in? And then after work, what are your activities? It's all about getting out there in the world. And by looking at our routines, we're able to fix that and bring more of those, you know, coincidental meetings into the world.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I hear they say, I don't want to meet someone on the dating apps. I want to meet someone the old-fashioned way. And it's like, well, why is it the old-fashioned way? We live our lives every day. Like, nothing changes. Like, you still go to work. You still do your extracurriculars, your hobbies and stuff. So
Well, it's kind of crazy that IRL became a secondary world and that scrolling is now our primary. And that's why I started Hot and Social and Camp Social and Hot and Single. But, I met my husband in an elevator.
Wow, that's so cute. That's like what everyone dreams of.
Yeah, in the West Village. I just moved in and it was my first big girl apartment. I didn't have a roommate for the first time and I wrote down a husband list the night before.
Okay.
And the next day I went to take out my trash, got in the elevator, pressed the doors open, and I was like, oh my God, I Uber Eats a husband from the universe.
So wait, tell me, what's a husband list?
A husband list. Okay. So you have to get really in touch with feeling like you found. Have you done a manifesting list before?
I mean, I can infer.
Okay.
I've never written it down. Well, maybe I have. I think I've outlined goals, but
Okay.
I guess I didn't call it a manifesting list. Like,
Okay, we're doing this for
Okay,
you.
okay, let's do it.
You haven't done it, so we're doing this.
I've done goal setting, but I
No.
feel like that's because I come from more of a business background. Like I
Yeah,
went to business
I
school.
feel like I'm talking to one of my best friends, our best friend, Brian.
Yeah.
Same
Shout out
thing.
Brian.
Shout out Brian. He would say the same thing back. I'd say, Brian, no. We're not talking business. We're talking your heart and your penis. It's a different thing. Okay. So sorry, that was inappropriate.
No, it's okay.
So
It's a good way to put it.
yeah.
Now I'm listening.
Okay,
I perked
there we
up.
go. Everyone's perking up. Good morning. So, what we're gonna do is take out a piece of paper, and you're gonna feel the feeling of being next to the guy that you're dating or your future husband. You're feeling excitement, like you know who you're describing. That's really important, to feel the feeling of knowing he exists and that you're going to find him, because it's setting your energy intentionally in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay. So should I list out some of the things?
Yeah. So before you list out the things, you can start with physical things, mental things, but it's also about values
Yeah.
and who this person is and what's important to them.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay. So I think starting with the physical things.
But not I think. I know.
Okay,
'cause
I
he's
know.
Here.
Oh, they're sitting next to me. Okay, they're a similar, I think, sorry, I said I think again. Attractiveness level to me, because I don't want to date someone that's more attractive
Start
than me
over.
or
We
less.
can't
No?
do I don't say I can't. I don't.
Okay, just
I
say
think.
the positive qualities.
Who is he? Exactly. He is,
He is
and feel excited.
a kind, quiet, active person that has a career that he's motivated about. He makes me laugh, but not more than I make him laugh. He is a family person. He has siblings. He has nieces and nephews. He can listen to me without making me feel like I say too much, or that there's anything I could say that would push him away. He loves dogs. He loves Kirkland. He is around my height, maybe a little taller. I'm trying to think of more values. He values honesty. He's able to have tough conversations without taking things personally or offensively. Like, he can hear things and not necessarily feel attacked or defensive.
And when you've done something wrong or you can improve, how does he talk to you about that?
I think he's very understanding and he's forgiving.
And he loves you for who you are.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm here to rise and flow with the tides.
Yeah.
And like, he just loves you for you.
Yeah. And then I have nice to haves, but he's maybe comes from a family of money. That would be nice, but that's like not a need to have.
Okay. And financially, he's secure. He
Yeah.
feels good. And
Yeah.
he's motivated.
Exactly.
Great.
Like, I think stability, though, I will say also, I think what's more important to me is that he is driven in whatever he does. I don't care if he's an a cappella singer
He loves it.
and like makes no money. If he's driven by something and committed to the career, that to me is more important than like a family money, how much he makes. And, obviously he's not financially unstable, or unstable, like, but you know, it doesn't need to be a banker, a lawyer, a doctor.
It's really refreshing to hear that, because I recently read an article by Gary Vaynerchuk about how there are people who like live their lives running multiple businesses, and it's an ecosystem. And so when you're dating someone who's really passionate, it's kind of like being in a household with multi-hyphenate, exciting loves and interests and passions. You rise together because his excitement, what you're saying, I think, is his excitement is rising your excitement.
Yeah.
So you're feeding off of each other.
Yeah, and if he's extremely creative, then that could unlock a creativity in me that makes me better at what I do.
And he has an angle. He has a way to brainstorm, about the podcast or different things that you could be doing, and like it's exciting to have that kind of thought partner.
I've also seen when you're passionate about something and you're really good at it, you can make money with it.
Yes.
And especially in this day and age with social media where, you can, if you're a singer, you could record yourself singing online, it go viral, and you could get a record, right? Like, or signing with a record label.
Right.
So I think that just being passionate about something to me is more attractive than having necessarily a high paying job.
1,000%. I never thought I could monetize just setting people up and being myself, because I'm unhireable. So it's really nice to be able to, make a living while you're helping people too. I think 100%. It's special. So that's him. We didn't really talk about his physical qualities.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying not to be superficial, but
No, but it's okay. It's okay. When I described Kyle, I said, I want him to be able to build a fire and carry me out of a building if there's like anything going wrong with the building. Like I want like a really
Yeah. I think I want, it doesn't necessarily need to be masculine, but someone that could make me feel safe. Love. In any situation. Yeah, like strong. Like, I mean, I really like fitness, so like not like I want him to have a six pack, but I want him to go to the gym with me. I want him to do the same activities that I like. I don't have a preference to blonde hair, blue eyes, brown hair, skin color. I don't really care. What other physical? I think height. It's variable. Like, I don't think that really matters too much. I think just like maybe my height, because I think physically it gets a little bit harder. I don't want to be like climbing a tree.
Isn't like that quote in Bridesmaids?
Yeah. It's like, like a tree.
No, but it's really nice because you've now identified what's within the container, and the container can shift, right?
Yeah.
Like we never really expect to end up with who we end up with. You have to be open.
Yeah.
And so openness is a big deal when it comes to...
Okay, well, I have a question.
Yeah.
So say now that I have this manifestation list, is the goal go out and find someone that hits on all of those things?
No. The goal is just to know. And so we're sitting here, he's next to us, we're feeling the feeling of excitement, and you're going to write this down, not in your notes app. You're going to literally physically write, which is what you have to do, whether you're goal setting, intention setting, like pen to paper is magic.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you're going to sleep with it under your pillow.
Okay. Wow.
And you're going to go to bed knowing, like, feeling excited. You know when you order a package and you know it's coming. So
it's like Christmas.
You kind of like forget about it. Like you're like, okay, I purchased this on Amazon. It'll be here in a few days. That same assuredness is how I want you to treat this.
Okay.
It's okay. We know what he is. We know he exists. And that's it. Let it go. It's in the mail.
Okay.
And that's what you have to do. And then the next morning after I did that, I met my husband in the elevator.
So is this like a tooth fairy situation? Like, is there someone that retrieves the manifestation list and then makes it come true?
You know how like a lot of people make manifesting vision boards for New Year's. And then at the end of the year, you see all these people saying, oh my God, this happened, this happened from the board.
Yeah.
You have to put it out there.
Okay. So is there any, say if you're not a spiritual person, not saying I'm not, and you're maybe I'm a Capricorn, very rational person. Is there any psychological element to this? Meaning, do you now, when you manifest, start to see the qualities or things in the world that maybe you wouldn't have been looking for in the past? Like, is there any science, I guess,
I
to
mean,
it?
I'm no scientist. I'm just a girl. However, I firmly believe that we can compare this to writing down what you're looking for in an upcoming job.
Yeah.
Or writing if you're looking for a job opportunity, or writing down what you're looking for if you're going shopping at a vintage market and you're writing down, okay, I want to find a tennis necklace and I want to find a pear-shaped ring. It's easier to spot those things in the rough because you've written it down.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like when you look for red buggy no punchback on the highway, or the buggy no punchback, and you start seeing all these small cars.
Yeah. Or like when you, I don't know if you've ever heard the like heart theory, where it's when you look for hearts in just random things, whether it's a cloud, maybe a way that the water splatters on the sidewalk, and look for formations of the hearts. You start to see them everywhere.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I'm going to look for hearts.
Yeah, look for hearts for the rest of the day. I bet you'll find some.
And to your point, when you're looking for hearts, you'll find some. Well, when you're looking and at least knowing in a secure sense of self that thing that you want is there, it makes it so much easier for it to be presented to you.
Okay. Now, off of that, what if you find someone that has some of those qualities, but not all of them? So like coming from your job opportunity kind of comparison. Say if there's the job that you wanted something that's over 100,000, you want remote flexibility and you want good benefits. What if you get two of those things, but not all three? Should you compromise, or how do you decide what to compromise on? Or do you...
That's a really good question. This is really fun. I'm having a really fun time, by the way. Thanks for having me. This is great. So there's compromise in everything. And that's really so important. I'm going to repeat it again. There is compromise in every relationship. When I was searching for a college to go to, which is how I met our friend Brian, I wanted to go to school with water, bikes, and somewhere warm. I ended up going to Wisconsin. It had water, bikes,
not warm.
Not warm. But I compromised. And the same thing for my husband. He doesn't know how to build a fire. Y también podemos hablar en español. I wanted him to speak Spanish. He doesn't know how to speak Spanish. He sounds like completely like he's in.
But that's what Duolingo
kindergarten
is for,
right?
And it's like starter logs.
And that's okay. He can learn to build a fire, and he can learn to speak Spanish. But the point is, he's open.
Yeah,
he's open to bringing those things in. I'm a big skier. He's trying to go down the mountain, and I love that.
Yeah. Okay. So there are some things you can compromise on because you never know what they could, develop over time. Now going down, I'm going to pick that one next. Should you try and change a partner to fit into your mold?
No.
So say if you meet him, he doesn't know Spanish, he doesn't know how to build a fire. Is it your job to make sure that he learns to do that? And how do you avoid falling into that?
You can't change someone. You cannot change someone. You either love them for who they are, or they're not right for you. Dating them longer isn't going to make them more of a skier, isn't going to make them more. They're never going to be good enough if you're setting this bar for them that they are unaware of.
Okay.
And it's cruel. It's a cruel thing to do. I think you just have to accept them for who they are. And I said in my wedding vows, actually, I was talking about writing this note down because all of our families and friends know that I manifested and made this list. I said, you're so much more than I wrote down on that list. I even get choked up talking about it because it's true. Like, you don't know what you don't know. And if I had held myself to the standard of, I want to end up with the guy in the scene who knows everyone, who's a social butterfly, who's an entrepreneur, I would have been closing my eyes to what was standing right in front of me. So you have to be open to adaptations of what's on your list. It's just holding that core of the family values that are important to you, and someone who's going to laugh with you. Those are the things that
non-negotiables.
Are non-negotiables, and everyone has their own.
That makes sense. So like maybe the person that you're dating doesn't have their dream career yet, but they on their own have decided that they want a new job, that they're working hard for it, and you can kind of support them in that.
And they're motivated.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that, you can't date someone that's not the lawyer because they're not on your list. Like
Correct.
maybe they want to go to law school.
And by the way, Kyle's a lawyer. I
Yeah.
never thought I would be with a lawyer ever in a million years. And it is so cool.
Yeah.
Because he's so motivated in the high level things he's doing. And I'm motivated in what I'm doing. And I could be doing a deal with, Macy's, and he could be doing some top level government stuff that's top secret. And at the end of the day, we're both so excited about
Yeah.
what we're doing. We're working next to each other. And I think there's so much beauty in that.
Yeah. It's like left and right side of the brain.
Yeah, it's
bit.
so cool because he gives such great advice. I give him advice, and I never thought my life could be like that.
Yeah. That's why I need someone quiet, is because I feel like I talk a lot. So I think sometimes there's something to someone saying, we could just sit and not talk, which is something that I
Balance
think I
is
wouldn't have done
important.
otherwise. Yeah, exactly.
It's at least someone who knows how to respect the peace, or someone who doesn't have to be the center of attention, is probably another
Yeah.
way to look at it.
Yeah. Like the person that I imagine has little to no social media presence.
I love that. That is
Like
a
hasn't
huge
posted in
green
2
flag.
years.
Oh, love it. Oh my
Private
God.
profile, less than 1,000 followers.
Whenever I feature a guy in Hot and Single, I've started asking, do you want to be on reality TV? Because I love reality TV, but I really find that a lot of people want someone who with no social media
Yeah.
presence. And it's important to me to present people who are not there for the clout.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's fair.
Although we all love some clout.
I mean, I think there's clout and there's ambition. So whatever word you pick.
God bless America.
All right. Well, cool. Well, I love where that went off of that first scary of burning out. But there, like burning out from the dating apps, there were a few other questions. I think you hit on them, but like what inspired you to create Hot and Single?
My twin brother, Ben, he was hot and single. And
Okay.
I know it's a really weird thing to say your brother is hot and single.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it's weird.
I don't show my boobs on the internet. Not that I have any to show. And so my audience is all women in the gays and maybe a few straight males there. But I just wanted to set up my amazing community with my brother because I was like, I can choose my sister-in-law. How cool is that?
Yeah.
And I found that I was
Choose my sister-in-law.
I was DMing a ton of amazing girls, and I realized that I wanted this one to meet this one. They're both going through the same thing in my inbox, but how can they meet? So it frustrated me, and I just wanted everyone to meet. So I threw a party, called it Hot and Single, and my one rule is everyone must show up solo. And our tagline.
And this was the women, not the men, right?
This is everyone, women and men.
Okay.
Yeah, I said 99% arrive solo, 100% leave as friends or more.
Yeah.
It's not meant to put pressure on anyone. Let's just show up.
Yeah.
So I called this party series Hot and Single. Eventually I became not single, taken. So I changed the name to be Hot and Single for the dating series where I show hot and single guys.
Yeah.
Weekly, and then Hot and Social are the parties that have
cool.
continued.
I love that. And so why do you think that series has resonated with so many people?
Because it instills hope. I don't know what it is. Have you ever been in a relationship and that's when you get hit on the most?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the confidence I want every single person to walk into a room with, like they're taken. Like they know who their person is, whether or not you're single or taken. It's that confidence that that I think makes the series a hit. Because I'm showing that there are so many awesome single guys who are secure and gay or straight.
Yeah.
They're open. And I think sometimes when you're around a negative Nelly in the dating scene or New York
or you're
scene,
desperate, you're tired,
You're tired.
worn out, you don't have that confidence to kind of like that vibe you can sense.
To see that there are people out there who are really great, like there are so many good people, is really refreshing.
Oh, I love that. It's funny you mentioned the thing about picking your sister-in-law though, because I remember when I came out, my sister was like, good, because I don't think I would have gotten along with a girl sister-in-law. She's like, I'll take a brother-in-law.
I wish my brother was gay. I asked him, I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, please. It would make my Brian, our shared friend, he comes to all of the Jewish holidays with my family in New Jersey because he's from Wisconsin. So we always like to have people over who may not have, homes to go back to for the holidays. And he came over, and my grandpa, I'll never forget, he fell in love with Brian, took a look at me and goes, Liv, why couldn't you be a gay man? He was so upset. He wanted Brian to marry me so badly. That's
funny. I love that his mind went to, I wish like Brian was straight so you could marry him. And it was like, no, I wish you were a gay man so you could marry him.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's great.
It's great.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I'll jump into the next scary because I think it's something that a lot of people can relate to. Mm-hmm. I think especially people in the gay community, but I'm the only single person left in my friend group, and I'm starting to feel like I'm falling behind. And the reason I double click on the gay community is I think this is a universal experience. However, I think a lot of times once you kind of reach that 30 years old area, a lot of my friends are straight and started to get partnered, weddings. I've been to 15 plus weddings, right? And I think there's something to the gay community where you just don't fall into the heteronormative patterns as quickly or at all, right? Mm-hmm. So there's this feeling of people moving on, starting to have kids, doing the things while you're maybe still out on a Saturday night. So I think, do you think people, what advice would you give to someone that feels like they're falling behind? And do you think that people put too much pressure on themselves to kind of adhere to what others' peers are doing?
Yes. Great question. Life is not a race, and everyone has their own track. And I highly advise, if you're a visual person, to picture yourself as a horse with blinders on. You are in your own path. And just because the guy next to you got married and has kids doesn't mean that that's taking anything from you. There's abundance. There's love for everyone. There's money for everyone. There's success for everyone. And just because someone has it doesn't mean you won't or you don't. I also live by this quote that when someone is experiencing success around you, that just means God's in the neighborhood. Like, he's going to come over to your house. So you don't that's not your stuff. Just be happy for them. And I really created Hot and Social and Camp Social as ways for people of all ages to meet friends. That is really important, especially for male loneliness, which no one ever covers or talks about. It is a huge epidemic. And you just have to know you're not alone. I have thousands of people every day I'm talking to who feel like they're behind. And my best piece of advice is treat yourself like a kindergartner. Get excited about this. Okay, all your friends moved to Westport, Connecticut. Great. It's time to be a freshman in New York City again and to have this perspective on, I'm going to try a new workout. I'm going to invite that cool guy I met out to coffee. And if they say no, they're lost.
Yeah.
You know how cool you are.
Totally.
Gets me heated. Yeah.
No, I think that's true. It's funny that you mentioned the blinders thing. I read that in a bathroom at a restaurant, and it was a photo of a horse with blinders on, and it said the reason why horses wear blinders is to not focus on any other horse. They focus on their own race.
Yes.
And it's funny that you also bring that up, because that was a restaurant in Martha's Vineyard, which before we were chatting, before we started recording, you had mentioned that's where you just were, was Martha's Vineyard.
Yes, I was.
And that's
weird.
The synchronicity, I think, is what it's called, right?
It is synchronicity.
And I think it ties back to what you were talking about with when you have the manifestation list. When you kind of start to look for commonalities and patterns, you find them. So.
And it's so important to get to know yourself as much as you can. I'm always excited because I'm 29, about to be 30. I'm always learning. September 1st, go Virgos. Learning about myself and listening to different music, taking myself on new ways to get home, different paths. And I love talking to strangers. And at first it can be really scary to do these things. But once we realize that we have free will, and it's a blessing, and we have so much opportunity, it's easy to get into the monotonous way of life, right? Doing the same thing, eating the same thing. But I really encourage people, if you're in a funk, to step outside and do something different. And that's a really easy way to shake things up.
Yeah, yeah. I also love the piece that you also mentioned, that you were on a walk today with your friend that is 50.
Yes.
And
New friend.
New friend. And I have a two-part question. One is, like, what have you learned from your friendships with people of different ages? Like, I think, like, tying back to this scary feeling like, oh, all of the people that are my age are now doing different things. But then you've mentioned building friendships with people that are in drastically different parts of their lives. So, like, what's something that you've learned from those relationships?
You are such a good interviewer.
Oh,
like,
really?
I just need you to know, like, you're
Thank
so
you.
good at this.
I do love to talk.
But you're really good because you notice little things. Like, I'm amazed. Like, this is so fun.
Thank you.
Once again, just thank you for
I'm
having
like,
me.
you put that on my resume.
Yeah, like, he's really good. I forget what you asked. Oh, intergenerational friendships are so important. So, I'm 29. I have always loved hanging out with the older kids. And I think that we neglect a large part of the middle age of society. Like, everyone thinks the young, shiny things are the 20, 30 somethings. And then you have your grandparents who are like, you're dead. That's just not how life is. There are so many experienced, incredible people around you, but we write them off because they don't look like us or they're older than us. And I think that that's just a loss on our part. So I have friends of all ages. Camp Social, I have women, hundreds of women who attend in their 20s to 80s. My grandma comes and my mom comes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I won't mention her age. She's 21. But so to your point, surrounding yourself with people who are older than you is really the best piece of advice I have, because they've been through it. And you always think you're the only one experiencing whatever you're going through. In reality, you walk into a nursing home, they have the best advice.
Yeah. So I was going to say, what are ways that you can kind of foster those friendships? You mentioned Camp Social. Tell me a little bit more about Camp Social.
Camp Social is a 3-day women's sleepaway camp that I host in the Poconos, and we're expanding to California in February and in April. And it's just an invitation for women to have fun, because we just don't have fun the way we used to as kids. We get blowouts and we do our hair and you have to take an Instagram. That's called being an influencer. That's not fun.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, like, go in the lake with no makeup on. And I never thought any other women would want to do this. Bloom actually is our...
Yeah, give a shout out to Bloom.
Shout out Bloom. Bloom is our sponsor for our energy category this summer. So it's just so exciting because brands get to connect to consumers get to connect to brands, but also to women from around the world.
Yeah.
But if you're a guy looking...
I was going to say, any plans to expand to men?
We'll see. But in New York or whatever city you're in, if you're a guy looking to make other guy friends, I really recommend going into a coffee shop repeatedly, like being a neighbor, going there consistently and striking up conversation and just smiling and making friends with the baristas and the people around you, because it feels like a second home or a third place. And it's an easy way to meet people of all generations.
Totally. I remember you mentioning the male loneliness epidemic, and I had heard a little bit about it, and I've experienced it to some extent, but I do think that it's a little bit more common in the straight male world, just because I think, gay men, there's a lot of ways for gay men to meet each other. I think, when there's a romantic element to it. I think, like, with men, specifically straight men, they feel like they don't want to be the ones to break the ice. They don't want to... I honestly think a lot of straight men maybe don't introduce themselves to another man because they're scared that it might come off gay, that they have other intentions outside of just being friends. But I think one tool that I developed, and I have it in a habit tracker, is that every single day I make it a goal to talk to a stranger. And it can be as little as I went to a cafe and I ordered a drink, and that was a person that I had never met before. And you don't have to say anything crazy. Hey, I like that pin on your shirt. I like this. just something beyond, I guess, a transactional conversation. And then that's it. And then over time, if you start going to the same cafe or visiting the same places, the receptionist at the gym, right? You can kind of start to now break down that barrier and get to know someone. And I think that's just like a really powerful intention, is to just meet someone new every day, but it not being this huge daunting task. You don't have to go and say hi to the person at the gym, or
Right.
go up to a random group of people at a bar or a restaurant and introduce yourself. Like, that can be intimidating. So like, how do you make it a small, manageable task?
And you don't have to be an extrovert to do this. Like, it's just about finding the beauty in every day. And even, make it, just to add on, I've noticed that the easiest way I make friends is I just start a conversation as if we're already friends. Mm-hmm. And it makes it so much easier because it doesn't feel like a stranger. Like, when I walked in, we just automatically started talking about dog food and I don't know. And it just felt comfortable because I didn't look at you as a stranger. I just kind of embraced you and am equally excited to see a best friend as I am to see you. So giving that same energy.
No, I can feel that 100%. I'm like, I wish the dogs felt that a little bit more, but Kirkland's not great at sharing. So when Lucky went for his dog bowl, he kind of got a little upset, but they're on good terms now.
They're on good terms.
They're both into napping, so that's the commonality that they've found.
Look at this dog. Look how precious he is.
I wanted a golden retriever, so I know Lucky, I keep wanting to call him Happy now. Lucky is off camera, but he is a golden retriever, and not a lab.
It's so weird you keep calling him Happy, because I said to Kyle this weekend, when we get another golden, we're naming him Happy.
That is weird.
It's really weird.
There you go.
Because I like to repeat affirmations out loud. So I wanted something like positive to say all the time. So just like lucky, luck.
That is nice.
It's nice.
I love that.
Thanks.
Well, maybe I'm a psychic too.
I think you're a psychic.
But Kirkland, I wanted a golden retriever, but having lived in the city all the time and before we moved here, we lived in a studio, so it was tough to get a big dog. So I got a shrunken down golden.
He's so precious. The way he's looking at me. Oh.
They really are the best.
I have a billboard up right now looking for hot and single dog dads.
Really?
Yeah, if you know any.
All right. Put me on.
Yeah,
maybe. It's
I would
complicated.
love to put you on.
All right. So this one has, I guess, I don't know. You can tell me if this is too similar to the last one, but it says, I'm in my 30s and I feel like my social circle keeps getting smaller. How do you actually make new friends as an adult? I feel like we kind of just hit on that.
Yeah, we kind of covered it. The only other thing I'd say is like write out common theme here, writing. Write out an actual calendar of when you're going to be going to these workouts with people, going out. Make plans the first of every month for the whole rest of the month so that you can really visualize your month and fill it up.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Okay, scary number 4 is I've been trying so hard to find a relationship that dating has basically become a second job.
That sounds horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I think the person may be coming from a place of lack. And so when you come from desperation or exhaustion, you're never going to find what you want. Same thing with searching for a job. When you're like desperate, the interviewer feels that. And my parents always taught me to walk into an interview, instead of thinking, oh my God, I hope they like me, think, I hope I like them.
Yeah.
Do I like them? Do I like this job? So I think if this person can listen to Abraham and Esther Hicks, which is a life-changing, very woo-woo audiobook or book about change your thoughts, change your life, they'll be able to switch their perspective and understand, once again, like, you attract what you put out. And so it's about, I think, the mental reframe for them first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the right way to approach it. I think if anything starts to feel like a job, you stop liking doing it. I mean, I think you hear a lot of times people build a side hustle, whether they're a painter or a writer, and they love it and they're passionate about it and they're successful at it, that maybe they leave their full-time job and then this thing that they do on the side starts to be their job and their income source. You get a publisher, you get all those things that are asking for deadlines, and it's like kind of just sucks the fun and creativity out of it, and then it ruins it all. So I think when you're framing dating up like that, it makes sense that you're miserable at it. One question off of this is, there's this conception that in New York specifically, there's this feeling that there's too much, there's too many options, not wanting to settle, wanting to kind of see what else is out there. And it's this, I guess in one way it's an abundance mindset, but at what point is that maybe pulling you away from someone that might actually be your person?
I think it's a huge issue. I think everyone who operates with there's probably someone hotter, better, smarter, mentality doesn't realize that you're never going to get that same carbon copy of who you're being presented. Like, sure, you could find someone hotter, but then they're going to be missing the kindness that this person had. Sure, you could find someone that's richer, but they're not going to have the same mentality or hustle that this person has. So everyone has and doesn't have. Like, we all have great qualities, we all have sucky qualities, but you can't constantly level up when it comes to people. It's just about embracing someone for all they are and all they're not.
That makes sense.
And don't take advantage of it. Like, we all have people who have, skipped over us, or we've skipped over them and regret it.
Yeah. No, 100%. And off of this, and I think this is a double click into the gay community specifically, open relationships are something that are very common.
Huge.
And I think a lot of people equate that to a lack in a relationship. But based on your opinion of open relationships, is that always the case, that it designates some sort of lack? Or is that, I don't know, I don't want to lead the witness.
I have to say, I don't know what I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know what I don't know. I can't really speak on open relationships because I only know them from my perspective as a college girl who was once in an open relationship with a boyfriend who just wanted to get with other girls. So I don't have the context of the gay community. So I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
No, I think that's a good answer. And I think it's a very debated topic because, if there's two people that are so on the same page where they're like, no, like you're my person, but sometimes it's fun to just hook up with other people and you're on that same boat. That's kind of like a compatibility, right? Like if you're on your manifestation list is someone that, is open to an open relationship, isn't that just another kind of check mark?
Right. Like, maybe being open to an open relationship for both of you is something you both always wanted. And in that case, I think that's a conversation between the two of you. I just would be really jealous if Kyle was hooking up with other girls. So I couldn't personally do it. But I also know that there are people who it works for and will always work for. So I think it's just subjective.
Yeah. It's just it's a submission that I get very frequently is, I don't want to be in an open relationship, but my partner's proposing it. And I think that's the discrepancy, right? Is like, you're at a mismatch with what you want. But had you both gone in with the idea of, I want to be in an open relationship, or I strictly don't want to be in an open relationship, that's where you kind of match the compatibility.
To answer that, I think you have to hold your ground and say, hey, this is not my thing. I'm sorry, I can't do it, and wish you all the best. It's either this way or the highway. Because I think sometimes things are flexible. Like, if you want to paint your bedroom blue and he wants green, you could go with green. But then there are other things that you can't fold on. And as my grandma says, there are balls that are glass and balls that are plastic. And you have to be willing to drop a ball in anything, and in a deal, in a job, in a college, in a person. But maybe open relationship for you is a glass ball.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Thanks, Grandma.
Yeah, thanks, Grandma. She's 21, right?
This is why you need older friends.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is the last scary that I have. I don't know if you had any closing thoughts or ideas or questions for me, but
I have questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, rapid fire.
Okay.
Okay, I have to
like
think of a
this.
few.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. What's something that's frustrating you that you wish more people knew
About me or
about you,
in
about
general?
life, anything bothering you?
I think a lot of people assume that they know me wholly as a person based on quick first impressions from the internet.
Yep.
And the more that I try to show different sides of me, people like turn off the focus. So it's this idea of like, I'm making this assumption about you, but then it's, I don't want to learn more. So I think this idea that, and this is not just me, but whenever I meet someone, I'm always assuming the best and trying to learn more about them. So I think I get frustrated, specifically in the field of work that I do, when people make an assumption off of me, but then don't even let me then like show you a different side.
They're not willing to peel the onion. They just want to like skim the top.
It's a great Shrek quote. I love Shrek.
Okay.
So I think that's something that frustrates me because it's out of my control.
Right.
Right. And I think with frustration, a lot of times it is things that we can't control, and you want something to be one way, and you're doing everything you can to solve a problem, but it's not working. So I think that's what frustrates me.
I have another analogy that'll help you with this.
Okay.
And I resonate with this completely because I put myself out there on social media all the time, and people just will judge me just like this in 2 seconds, and they don't know the deeper parts of me. And it's frustrating, but my mom always tells me you can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and someone's just not going to like peaches. And it has nothing to do with you or your depth. And you just have to know that your mom loves you, your friends love you, and that's all that matters. I have another question. If today were your last day on earth, what would you want people to know?
I'm like, I put so much on the internet. I was like, I don't.
Or like a legacy, something you want people to remember.
I think that it's just not that deep. Like, life's not that deep. Enjoy it. Whatever is stressing you out today probably won't be stressing you out in the future. And to remember to just take a breath to kind of enjoy everything. Like, I think for me, my mentality on life is very much, yes, work hard, but play hard too. And I think I left a job behind in a career that I felt constrained by in an attempt to live more fully and live more authentically. So I think that's something that I try and convey in everything that I put out there, but also like in a fun, lighthearted way. Like, I think it's really just all about enjoying the ride.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that.
I'm like, I did not have that scripted.
But that's the beauty of it. And I think that's how we should live today. Like, just enjoy it. Nothing's that serious. We're so lucky. We're healthy. We can walk. We can talk. And that's a blessing.
Yeah. Is that your last question?
Yes.
Okay. I have one last question, actually. It's something I've started to ask everyone. It is, what is something that scares you? And it can be like deep, or it could be very spiders, something like that.
What's something that scares me? A lot scares me. I will just be very transparent. I just went through something that I thought was going to be the scariest thing ever. And it was losing my grandpa, who was truly my best friend.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. My doorman asked me if I was expecting yesterday because I got way fatter. I said, no, I'm not pregnant. I'm just fat today because I've been eating ice cream for 6 months straight. But I think the thing that I was most scared of was losing the most important person to me. And once that happened on Valentine's Day, I had to just go through it. And I think the thing that you fear, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But you'll come out on the other side with a new understanding of life and people and how precious all of this is. And so the thing that I'm most scared of happened, and I'm here. So
yeah, that's beautiful. I also lost my grandpa, but I like my grandma more, and she's still living.
Oh my God.
But I relate to that. Like once she's that rock for me. And when you were even mentioning intergenerational friendships, like my mind immediately went to my grandmother, and she's an Italian lady. She's in her later 80s. She has an Italian restaurant up in New Hampshire on Lake Winnipesaukee.
What's it called?
Rossi's Italian restaurant. So I go there and I just shoot the shit with her, and she talks to me, and she's no filter, like no bullshit. Like I talk to her the same way that I talk to my friends. Like I walk in there, I'm like, "What's up, sexy?" Like
I did the same thing.
Yeah, she's just like my person. So like when you were mentioning that, I was thinking of her, and it's so hard to see. Like we just lost my dad's first cousin, but it was her nephew.
Oh.
And his family's in Venezuela, and so he moved here when he was in his 20s and worked at the restaurant like literally for 30 plus years. So he was basically her adoptive son, and seeing her kind of go through that loss, and loss of my grandfather, it was hard to see someone that I cared about struggle so much with it. But then her relief after, like she's such a warrior that once it happened, I could see her come to peace and kind of step back into herself a little bit.
Right. And you know what? First of all, I love that. And I think this is a sign to call your grandparents, call your parents, build a relationship with them. Like they can teach you so much. We're so lucky. It's about grief being a container. Someone DM'd this to me and it really helped. And it was like your grief sometimes at the beginning will take up the whole container, but then you realize that the container will grow and the grief is still there, but you can fill it with other things. Mm-hmm. And that's been helping a lot. Like you just have to ride the wave, but really embrace people while they're here. Tell them how much you love them. Leave it all on the table.
Yeah, I love it. Well, cool. Well, with that, I think we can wrap. It seems like the dogs have now woken up, so our moments of peace are disappearing quickly. So we will wrap it. Liv, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Where can folks that are listening find you on socials?
Well, they'll be able to find you on Hot and Single on Instagram. You can find me, and please send me a message. And Maddie, if you like this episode, we'd love to hear at Liv Schreiber, LIVSCHREIBER, or Hot and Social to come to our upcoming events. We're going to be doing the first ever singles night with the Mets, and I think Maddie and Brian are going to be coming.
August 27th, you mentioned?
Yep, see you there.
Awesome. Yeah, and if you enjoyed the episode, send it on over to someone who may need it. In the meantime, if you'd like to follow the Scaries, you can do that across platforms at The Scaries Pod. You can submit a scary over to thescariespod@gmail.com or every Sunday on my Instagram story at the Maddie Rossi. While you're there, you can give me a follow. And in the meantime, I hope you all have a great week and go make some more scaries. See you next time.